Today, we are going through our chakras. Now, some of you know about these. Some of you have been in my classes. I like to do chakra classes once or twice a year. These are chakras. Chakras are energy centers in our body. There's 7 of them. And they each have a color, a name, a purpose, and a Sanskrit letter associated with them, and a mantra associated with them. So we're going to go through all these chakras today. I'm going to tell you what they do for our bodies and the associated things that go along with them. 7 chakras. I should hang this up here. Sorry. I'm going to put this up so you can see it. Today's pranayama is going to be an energizing one because we're likely all fatigued from the heat, and you're going to need a little bit of energy to go through the first chakra that I have planned for you. So I'm going to give you an energizing breath work. It's called Kapalabhati. And instead of doing big, slow, long inhales that are calming, we're going to do some very quick breaths that are exhilarating, and it goes like this. It's a forced exhale and a passive inhale. And if you put your hand on your belly and you exhale forcefully through your nose, you'll feel your belly go in to help expel all of the air in your belly. And then you just let go and the air, oxygen just passively comes back in. Okay, so it looks like this and it sounds like this. That's Kapalabhati. So what we'll do a round of 5 and then pause for a couple of breaths, another round of 5 and then pause, and then we'll do a round of 8 and then pause, and then a round of 10. So this can be dizzying if you're not used to it. So if it's too much, then, cut it off wherever you want. We'll start by just normal breathing and get our thoughts onto our breath. So let's sit up tall, make sure that your airways are unobstructed, nice, tall, long spine, and then focus on your breath. Close your eyes and just think about right now, just your chest breathing. Feel your lungs rise and fall with your breath. Breath awareness. And then gradually deepen your breath, increasing the length and depth of your inhalation so that you feel your lungs, not only your lungs expand, but your rib cage expand and your belly expand. So this is your normal yogic breath that you should be doing every day, several times a day. Big, slow, long, full breath all the way down to your belly like a balloon. And then we'll begin our Kapalabhati breathing. So take a deep breath in through the nose, and all this occurs through the nose, not the mouth. Inhale through the nose, and when you're ready, start doing your short bursts. And then pause after 5. And then we'll do it again. Inhale, and 5. And then pause, breath back to normal. And now we'll increase it to 8. Inhale. And then pause. And this time we'll do 10. Inhale. And then pause. Bring your breath back to normal. Kapalabhati breath is called skull shining breath. Let's please take a deep breath together and we'll Om in. Om. Om Balu Satguru Bhagavan Ki. The divine is the inner teacher. So Kapalabhati breath, and there's a similar breath called Bastrika breath, which is a forced inhalation and exhalation. A lot of athletic coaches tell their athletes to do this before a competition or before practice even, because it gives them a little boost of energy, which now we can use to stand up, please. We'll start from a rising position for our first chakra. And the first chakra is Muladhara chakra, the red chakra. It's red, Muladhara chakra. And this is the base of our body, which is our feet, legs. And mountain pose is a great example for Muladhara chakra. This chakra is responsible for your safety, your security, your survival instincts. So mountain pose, think about your long spine, head right on top of the shoulders. And the mantra for this chakra is I am. So breathe a couple of minutes here in your Tadasana, mountain pose, and just think, I am. I am. Okay, please inhale, reach up. Exhale, bring your palms together. Inhale, push up with your fingertips. Exhale, crescent to the right. Take a couple of breaths here. Inhale, back up. Exhale, bring your arms in a T. Inhale here. Exhale, twist to the right. Couple of breaths here. Keep your feet pointing forward and your knees pointing forward. Inhale, come back to center, all the way up. Exhale, hug yourself, right arm on top of left. And then we'll tuck your chin and bend your knees slightly so that your elbows come into your belly and you're pushing your spine out the back. So you're in a C-shaped spine. You feel your vertebra open. This is like a standing cat pose. And then as you exhale, release your shoulders, bring your arms back up, pause in chair pose. And then inhale, stand all the way back up. Exhale, lean back, arms in a Y. And then come back upright, inhale. Exhale, palms together, inhale. And then shift your weight to the left foot, bring your right foot to a tree position. Tree is very grounding, very much a Muladhara chakra. Your roots are being planted into the earth. This is your stability. One more breath here. Exhale, arms in a T, foot comes down, back to Anjali Mudra. Inhale up. Exhale, palms together. Inhale, reach up with your fingertips. Exhale, crescent left. Pause a couple of breaths here. Try to bring your top shoulder back a little bit. Maybe even look up. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, arms in a T. Inhale here. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale. Exhale, back to center. All the way back up. Inhale. Exhale, hug yourself with your left arm on top of the right arm this time. Elbow stacks over elbow. And then we'll tuck our chin and push our back to the back of the mat into a C shape, our standing cat. So you push your tailbone underneath of your body. Bring the elbows into the belly. Hug the belly into the spine. Feel how your vertebra opens up here. And then release your shoulders. Come back up and pause in chair. And then inhale, reach all the way back up. Exhale, arms in a Y. Lean back. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, fingers together. Inhale. Exhale, shift the weight to the right foot and the left foot comes into tree. And pause here for a couple of breaths. Inhale, exhale, release back to Anjali Mudra. And then return to Tadasana, mountain pose. So warrior poses are very much grounding poses for your Muladhara chakra. That's your strength, the warrior within you to fight your battles within you. Inhale up. Exhale, bend the knees, fold all the way down. Inhale here. Exhale, step your right foot back and plant your right heel. And have your right foot at a slight angle toward the front of your mat. And then slowly rise up with your torso and come into warrior one. So in warrior one, your feet are on railroad tracks, not too narrow of a stance. So they're not on a balance beam, they're on railroad tracks. The front knee is bent, but not forward of the ankle. Your hips are forward-ish. So you want to think about bringing your right hip around, stick your left femur back into the hip socket, chest is open. And then if you have balance, you can look up between your hands, lean backwards, keep your chest nice and open, push your tailbone down toward the back foot so that you don't pinch your back. And then think about a lot of weight in the back foot because that's where the tendency is to lift the outer edge of your back foot. Good. Okay, so from here, we're gonna windmill our arms to the long side of our mat and step the back foot in line with the front foot. So now you're on a balance beam. So your front heel is lined up with the back arch. Your back foot is slightly cocked forward. Front knee, be very careful of the front knee that it doesn't fall in like this. You wanna make sure you think about rotating that front thigh outward to keep that knee stable. Tailbone down, and then turn your head to look forward over the middle finger of your front arm. Now this usually, we talked about proprioception last week. Think about where your back arm is. You know where it is without even looking at it because you can feel it. And make sure it's not sagging down like it tends to do when you're not paying attention to it. And then breathe a couple of breaths here. Make sure that front thigh keeps turning outward. Chest is open. Make sure the shoulders don't crunch up to the ears here. Take a deep breath. And then as you exhale, bring the front arm to the thigh. And then the right arm comes beside the ear in a side angle pose. Really stretch those fingertips forward, your right fingertips forward, and keep the shoulder back. And then pull yourself back to your warrior two. Flip your front hand up and then bring it over your head. Your back hand goes onto your thigh and lean backwards into your reverse warrior. And then pull back to warrior two. Good. All right, so now we're going to shift our arms back forward and step the back leg out. So we're coming back to warrior one. So now we're back on our railroad tracks here. Take a deep breath. As you exhale, bring your hands down, clasp your fingers behind your back, pull your hands down so that your shoulders come down from your ears and your chest opens, and then bow forward. Bring your left shoulder to the inside of the front leg into humble warrior. You'll do what you can here. You don't have to come so far down. And then very slowly, rise back up. Release your hands. Bring it back up to warrior one. Okay, so now we're gonna do a little flow down to the mat and back up. So anybody that wants to stay up in Tadasana, that's where we're gonna end up. Those of you that wanna do this little flow, pivot onto the back foot, hands come down on mat or blocks beside the front foot, and step back to plank. And from here, you can put your knees down or keep them up. We're gonna go into an upward facing dog. And here, tuck your toes, push to downward facing dog. This is the tricky part. Inhale, right leg up behind you. Exhale, swing it up between your hands or pick it up and put it there. Good. Inhale, exhale, step up. And then very slowly rise up. Inhale. Exhale, arms in a T. Anjali Mudra. And then pause for a breath or two in Tadasana, reset. This is your active rest. Reset your spine, reset your mind. And then inhale, please reach up. Exhale, bend the knees, fold all the way down. Hands are beside your feet. Inhale here. Exhale, step your left foot back. Plant your left heel and rise up to warrior one on this side. So once again, I'm going to remind you, your left hip is forward. Your right thigh bone is pushed back into that hip socket. Your chest is open. Your front knee is bent, but not forward of your knee. Equal weight in both feet, chest open, lean back and look up if you like. Push your tailbone down toward the back heel so you can feel a little bit of release in your low back that way. And take a couple of breaths here. Inhale as you windmill your arms to the long edge of your mat on the left side. Step the back foot in line with the front foot. And now you're in your warrior two here. So think about your alignment, shoulders down from the ears. Think about rolling that front thigh outward so your knee is stable. Equal weight in both feet, and your back foot should be just at a slight angle toward the front. And you're on a balance beam here. Your head is turned to look at the front, even though your chest and torso is facing the long edge of your mat. Back arm, don't let it fall. Inhale. Exhale, forearm comes down to your thigh. Left arm beside the ear, reach to the front of the room. Inhale, pull back up to warrior two. Flip the front palm up and then bring it over your head. Reverse your warrior, back hand can rest on the leg. And then inhale, pull back to warrior two. Swing the arms forward, step the back foot out, back to warrior one. Plant the back heel, take your arms, clasp your hands behind you, and whatever you did, just rethread your fingers so the opposite thumb is on top, because undoubtedly you did the habitual clasp. Pull the hands away from your ears, chest open, inhale, and then exhale, we'll do our humble warrior. Leaning forward, bringing your shoulder toward the inside of your leg as you reach your hands up toward the ceiling. Humble warrior. Okay, release your hands slowly. Come back to your warrior one. And then we'll do this little vinyasa, again, going down to the mat and then coming right back up. So pivot onto the back toes. Inhale, exhale, hands come down, one on either side of the front foot. Step back to plank. And then upward facing dog. And then tuck toes, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, swing it up between the hands. Or pick it up and put it there. Inhale, exhale, step up. Slowly come up. Inhale, exhale, arms in a T, Anjali Mudra, and then back to Tadasana for a break. So aren't you glad we did that Kapalabhati breath to start? Reset the spine, reset the mind. A couple of breaths here. Take a couple of grateful breaths. Be grateful for what your body's doing for you. And then inhale back up. Exhale, come into chair pose for just a couple of breaths here because this is a very grounding pose. This is called Utkatasana, which means fierce pose. Fierce because it's fierce to hold this. Very grounding. This is good for strength, stability. One more breath. Exhale, bring your hands to your thighs, straighten your legs, flatten your back. Push your shoulders to the back of your mat. Head comes forward. Inhale. Exhale, bend the knees. Come all the way down with your hands and step both feet back to downward facing dog. Pause here for a couple of breaths, thinking about your alignment. So every finger has weight in it. Your knuckles are slightly bent so that you can take weight in your hands, in your fingers, and spread your fingers wide to spread the weight. Bend the knees so that your hips are way up in the, so downward facing dog, you have to walk up a little bit with your knees like this instead of plank. So your hips are way up in the air. Good. Bend the knees so that you can get your hips even more up in the air with a long spine. Squeeze your forearms toward each other. Roll the shoulders out. Good, 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 good. And then knees come down. And then sit back and come to a seated position. Facing me. Sit up on something if you cannot tilt your pelvis forward flat on the mat. Meaning, we're going to be in Dandasana, staff pose. So if you cannot keep your pelvis tilted forward with an arch in your low back, we need to sit up on something to keep our spine nice and long. So we're moving on to the next chakra called Svadhisthana. Svadhisthana. It's hard to say. Svadhisthana. It is orange on the scale, and it is responsible for our sensuality, our sexuality, and our sociality. And this chakra is underneath your belly, 2 fingers underneath your belly. And a lot twists will be beneficial. This pose will help with twists. So we're going to twist our body as we sit in Dandasana. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, let your right hand float down, left arm beside the ear, and first lean over, opening the ribs. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale, open arms in a T. Exhale, turn your body to the right. Take your left hand on the outside of the right leg and reach around with your right hand. The mantra with this pose is I feel. And then slowly come back to center. Bend the right knee. Take your left arm, hug the knee in to your chest, and make sure your left foot is pointed up, your left knee is pointed up, your left foot is flexed, so their muscles in your left leg are active. Inhale, right arm forward. Exhale, twist all the way around. Plant your hand behind you, your right hand. Use that as leverage for your twist. Just keep mindful of your left leg. Keep it active, keep it active, keep it active. Okay, so from here, we're going to take our left hand and reach down, keep your twist, reach down and grab the outside of your right foot, and then lean back onto your supporting hand behind you and straighten that leg. Make sure your left leg stays active, just left foot stays flexed. If you can't straighten the leg all the way, that's okay. And then keep twisting, keep twisting. Maybe you can lift your back hand off of the mat so that you're using your torso muscles to twist. Okay, keep your twist. Bring your back hand back down for support. Now, re-bend your right knee and place the right foot on the outside of your left leg. Okay, so we're still twisting, and then your left arm will hug that knee into the chest, still twisting. It just intensifies this twist a little bit more. Inhale. Exhale, bring your head forward, your shoulders and your chest, and keep spinning and just plant your hands momentarily on the left side of your body. Roll onto your left hip and bring your right shoulder around for a counter twist here. And then slowly come back up, unwind your legs and return to Dandasana, staff pose. Tilt the pelvis forward, open the chest wide, shoulders down and back, chest open. Feet flexed, legs are active. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, let the left hand float down, right arm beside the ear. Lean over and reach. Push down into the right sit bone so it's not lifting. Inhale, pull back to center. Exhale, down. Inhale, arms in a T. Exhale, twist to the left. Take the right hand on the outside of the left leg, left hand behind as your kickstand. Continue to twist and breathe. Think, I feel. Think orange in the mantra, I feel. Okay, inhale, back to center. Bend the left knee in. Hug that knee into your chest. Inhale, left arm forward. Exhale, twist again. Hug the knee in as you twist. Keep the right foot active as you twist. Your right hand now will reach down, grab the outside of your left foot, keep your twist, straighten the leg as much as you can, keeping the twist, And make sure that your right foot stays flexed, your right leg stays active. Maybe you lift your back hand off the mat, use your belly muscles to twist. Good. Okay, now bring your back hand down, keep twisting, but try to see if you can get that left foot now on the outside of your right thigh, keeping your twist. Prop your spine up with your back hand so that you can grab your left knee into your chest and keep twisting. And breathe. So your spine should be vertical. Your back hand is supporting your spine so that it can be vertical. One more breath here. And as you exhale, the head comes around, shoulders, chest, keep spinning. Plant your hands on the right, come onto your right hip. Bring your left shoulder around momentarily for a counter twist. And then come back up to center. Unravel your legs back to Dandasana. And we will move on to our third chakra, which is Manipura chakra, yellow. It is in your solar plexus area. And this is where your power is. This is your strength, your confidence. And the mantra is I do. So we went from I am to I feel, and now I do. So for this, we're going to do some core work. So come onto your backs, please, with your head facing toward me. And I'm going to give you some precautions as we do this because we want to protect our back. So bend your knees so that they're hip width distance apart. And then your head's relaxed down, your back is relaxed. And right now in this neutral position, you have a little bit of lumbar space between your spine and the mat, okay? This is your relaxation position. Take your right leg and lift your right foot toward the ceiling, the sole of your foot pointing to the ceiling. Again, now your back is still in relaxation mode. We're going to lower this leg slowly on a count of 5, but as we do so, you're going to push your low back into the mat, use your belly muscles to contract, and don't bring the leg all the way down. So take a deep breath here. And then as you exhale, push your back into the mat and slowly lower your leg on a count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause wherever you are, foot's not down to the mat. And then we're going to inhale back up on a count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then release your back and soften your belly. This is your break. So only let your foot come down so far that you can keep your back on the mat. It's really important to protect the back. If this is not challenging enough for you, you can bring your arms over your head, palms facing up, and try it this way. Take a deep breath. As you exhale, push your back into the mat, lower your foot on a count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause wherever you are. Keep pushing your back into the mat. Keep pushing you're contracting your belly muscles, and then inhale back up on a count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax your belly, relax your spine. One more. Inhale. Exhale, lower the leg, push the back down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause here. And then inhale back up. 2, 3, 4, 5. Release your belly, release your back. Rebend the knee, bring that foot down. And then we're going to raise the opposite foot, the left foot, up toward the ceiling. Do the same exercise. Inhale. Exhale, push the back down, lower the leg. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause wherever you are. And then slowly inhale back up on a count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then release your belly, release your back. Inhale. Exhale, back goes down, leg go lowers. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. And then raise it back up on an inhale of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and release. And bend the knee. Hug both knees into the chest, roll around on the spine. And now we're going to do both legs. And this is hard. So be good to yourself. Only go as far as you can with your legs. So both legs now, feet are toward the ceiling. When you start feeling your low back come off the mat when your legs are lowered, you stop wherever that is. Okay, you need to protect your back. So really, if you only come down like 2 or 3 inches from vertical, that's okay. Take a deep breath. Exhale, push your back into the mat, contract your belly and lower the legs. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. Don't let that back off the mat. If it has to come off, you're going to raise your legs back up and then inhale back up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Release your belly, release your back. And again, be good to yourself. Do what you can. Challenge yourself, but don't overdo it. Inhale. Push the back down. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pause wherever you are. Push that back into the mat. Contract your belly muscles and then inhale back up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then release your belly, release your back. Pause for 1 breath or 2, and we'll do our last one. Inhale. Exhale, push the back down, contract the belly, lower the legs. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep contracting my muscles. Pause, 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 and then inhale back up. 2, 3, 4, 5, and then release your belly, release your back, bend the knees, hug the knees into the chest, release your spine, roll around. And then roll onto one side so that you can push back to the table position. And we'll move on to our 4th chakra. Our 4th chakra is green. It is in our heart center. It's called Anahata chakra. And it's responsible for your love and your compassion. The mantra is I love. So we went from I am, I feel, I do, and now we're at I love. And we're going to do some heart opening sequences here. So from the table position, you're going to bring your pelvis down to the mat and bring your arms parallel to each other. Line up your elbows underneath your shoulders. Widen your fingers, drag your knees. Do you need something, Betty? Same old thing, okay. If you need help, holler for David, okay? Pull your arms toward your body, your chest forward, head is long, Neck is long, like you're coming out of a turtle shell. Push your pelvis into the mat. Push your thighs into the mat. If you can, push the tops of your feet into the mat. And just imagine your head is in line with your spine. So your spine's in a nice gentle curve from the crown of your head to your toes. Keep pulling your arms towards you so your chest keeps on opening, and take a few breaths here in this Sphinx pose, Ardha Bhujangasana. Think green, think I love. Make sure your shoulders are down from your ears. Kind of think about what your shoulder blades are doing on your back. Okay, from here, bring your chest all the way down, and we're going to do a wide cobra. So bring your hands to the edges of your mat or even outside of your mat, and widen your legs so that they come to the edges of your mat. Keep your elbows in line with your shoulders. Push down into your pelvis and roll your thighs inward toward each other. In other words, the outside edges of your thighs are coming down toward the mat as you push into your hands and then roll up into your wide cobra. And when you're up here, really concentrating, get the shoulders down from the ears and push the shoulder blades together on the back. Keep pushing down into the pelvis. Keep rolling the thighs inward slightly. Very subtle movement there. And then come all the way down. Now, walk the hands in underneath of your shoulders and walk your feet together so that they're hip width distance apart. Tuck your elbows by your sides. So that's really important to protect your shoulders. Keep your elbows tucked by your sides. Now, if this is bothering your shoulders, you can keep your hands wide if that's better for you. Tuck the elbows by the shoulders, push your pelvis into the mat. Roll your thighs inward slightly, push your thighs down, and then push into your hands and come into this cobra pose. Now, bring your shoulders down. As soon as you get up here, make sure your shoulders are down from your ears. Feel your shoulder blades trying to touch each other on your back. You're pushing your chest forward. Breathe. Your head's in line with the rest of your spine. One more breath here, and then come all the way down. And then rest briefly. Bring your arms in front of you in crocodile arms, and for a breath or two, rest your forehead on your arms. And then think green. Anahata chakra. I love. Now bring your arms by your sides, palms facing up. So I think the cicada's pretty much gone, maybe, or getting ready to be gone, but we're going to do one more celebration of the cicadas by doing this cicada pose, which is really locust pose, but I think they're pretty much the same thing. So with your palms facing up, push into your pelvis, push into your thighs. Now lift your head and your chest up. Lift your hands about 4 inches off the mat, and then lift your feet about 4 inches off the mat, and push both fingers, both hands and both feet to the back of your mat. So you feel like you're lengthening your arms, you're lengthening your legs. Your legs are slightly turned in, slightly. Your neck is long, chest is open. One more breath here, and then come all the way back down. Bring your arms forward once more into crocodile arms. Pause for a couple of breaths before we move on to the next chakra. Okay, please push up and come onto your backs with your head facing toward me. We're going to move into Vishuddha chakra. Vishuddha chakra is in our throat. It's blue. It's responsible for our communication, self-expression. Its mantra is, I speak. So once you're on your backs, bend your knees hip width distance apart, and measure the distance from your feet to your bottom, which should be approximately 1 hand or a little bit more than a hand and a half maybe. And then plant your feet there, don't let them move, and keep your thighs parallel. Don't let your knees flail out to the sides, okay? That's important. Bring your elbows by your sides and point your fingertips toward the ceiling with the palms facing each other. So I call this robot arms. So your elbows are tucked by your sides, fingers are pointing up to the ceilings, palms facing each other. Okay, from here, we're going to do a couple of bridge poses. Keep the feet planted, keep the thighs parallel to each other, and then tuck your shoulders underneath of you, push into your feet, and slowly lift your hips. Roll your spine up so that you're bringing your chest toward your chin. Keep on rolling up, keep on rolling up. So this is stimulating your endocrine system in your throat. This is really good for your metabolism. Take a deep breath here. As you exhale, slowly roll the back down, one vertebra at a time. And then when your bottom hits the mat, take your hands to the tops of your legs, tops of your thighs. Push your thighs away and push your low back into the mat. This is just a little release in between our bridges. And bring the hands back to your robot arms. You can move around, tuck your shoulder blades underneath your body. Make sure your legs don't splay outwards as you push into your feet, and roll up one more time into your bridge, pushing your hips up, rolling the spine up, bringing the chest to the chin. And this time, if you would like, take your hands underneath of your body, clasp your hands, and you can push your hands into the mat underneath of you and pull your hands toward the back of the mat, just to open the chest a little bit more. And then if you have your hands clasped, unclasp them, and then roll down very slowly. And then when your bottom touches down, bring your hands to your thighs and push your thighs away, push your low back into the mat for a release. Okay, one more. Reestablish your feet, reestablish your parallel legs. Tuck the shoulders under, robot arms, and then slowly push your hips up, roll the spine up, come into your bridge, bring your chest up to the chin. Now here you have a couple of options. You can clasp your hands underneath of you again if you like. Also, come up onto your tippy toes if you'd like, and maybe walk your feet in a little bit more so you just get that much more of a bridge. One more breath here, and then release your hands. Slowly roll the spine down. If your heels are up, bring your heels down too. Take the hands to your tops of your legs, push the back into the mat. That's bridge pose, Setu Bandhasana. So the counter to this pose, so that was stimulating the endocrine system by closing up the throat. The counter to this pose is opening up the throat. We're going to do a supported fish. So to do this, if you haven't done it with me before, you need 2 blocks. One will go underneath your shoulder blades, and the other one's going to go underneath your head. So the positioning of these blocks is important. I'll show you here. Those of you on Zoom, I think you know where we are. We are here in our supported fish pose, opening up our throat. And you're letting gravity just open your chest and your shoulders here. This is very good for your immune system. You have a lot of lymph nodes in your neck area and your clavicle area, armpits. So this pose is stimulating your lymph nodes, which are responsible for your immune system. Okay, so to get out of this pose, you're going to push into your elbows and your arms, lift your body up, remove the block, and then come back onto your back, lift your hips, and place the block underneath of your sacrum, and allow your legs to float up into the waterfall pose. Or you can keep your feet down on the mat in a supported bridge. So at the beginning of class, we did the Kapalabhati breath, which is an energizing breath. In this position, I would like you to think about doing a relaxing breath, which is slow, deep, long inhales and exhales. Very slow, very deep. So we call the Kapalabhati breath coffee breath because it stimulates. Now, if you want, the relaxing breath is called whiskey breath, and that's when you take your exhalations and make them a little longer than your inhalations. So if you inhale on a count of, say, 10, see if you can exhale on a count of 12 or 13 or 14, all through your nose. That's your whiskey breath, a calming breath. Please slowly lower your legs. Lift your hips, release the block from underneath of you. And then please roll over onto one side or the other, and then come back to your table position facing me. And we're going to move on to the next chakra, the sixth chakra, which is Ajna, which is in the center of your forehead, called your third eye. And this chakra is purple, and it's responsible for your intuition, your lucidity, your intellect, your perception. So in this pose, we're going to sit back toward our heels and then bring a block, or put your forehead on the mat or a block into child pose. So you want to put some pressure onto the forehead to stimulate this chakra. And the mantra for this chakra is I see. So we went from Muladhara, I am, to Svadhisthana, I feel. Manipura, I do. Anahata, I love. Vishuddha, I speak. And now we're at Ajna, I see. Okay, please push up now and walk your blocks forward. Keep your come back to your table pose, keep your hips in the air, and then walk your arms forward. You might have to move back on your mat a little bit because you want to keep your hands on the sticky mat. Keep your hips up and then walk your hands forward as far as you can, and then put your forehead back down onto the block. So this is a supported puppy pose. So your arms are not on the mat. Your arms are like downward dog arms here. Your fingers are spread wide. Your forearms squeeze toward each other so you can roll your shoulders out and just let your belly melt down toward your thighs and let your bottom stick way up in the air. This is a big shoulder stretch, a big spine stretch here. All right, then please slowly walk your hands back. Move the block out of the way. And we're going to move to the final chakra, which is Sahasrara, which is crystal light or all colors. It's at the crown of your head. Now, be careful with this. I'm going to show you what we do to stimulate this chakra, which is, this is I I know. This is the chakra for your self-knowledge, your connection with your spirituality, and your connection with the universe. So we're going to put pressure on the top of your head by moving your head down like this. Okay, so if this is all you can do, that's fine. That's enough. But if you're able to keep walking your knees in toward your head, so this is a major flexion to the spine here. So don't do this unless it feels good. And then once you get your knees toward your head, you can grab your heels maybe, and then use that as leverage to even bundle up even more. This is called the rabbit pose. But again, it's a big spinal flexion. Only do what you can if it feels good. And then think the mantra, I know. Think crystal light, a bright crystal light here. You know, you understand yourself, you know yourself. You know your universe, you know your spirituality. So to get out of this, you're going to walk your hands back up to help you push up. And then you're going to come back onto your backs one last time with your head facing toward me for Shavasana, which is the ultimate in our Sahasrara chakra, the ultimate, where you are just connecting with yourself and your spirituality. So please get comfortable. Slow down your breathing. And then please bring your awareness to your feet and your legs and allow them to completely relax as you think the color red, Muladhara chakra, and think the mantra, I am. Then move your awareness down up to below your belly button, 2 fingers below your belly. Think orange, Svadhisthana. I feel. This is your sensuality, your sexuality, your sociality. Relax your belly as you move up to your solar plexus and think yellow, Manipura. I do. This is your confidence, your strength, and your determination. Relax your chest, soften your heart as you think green, Anahata chakra. I love. This is your love and your compassion. Move up to your throat, soften your shoulders, relax your throat. Think blue. I speak. Vishuddha chakra. I speak. This is your communication, your self-expression. Now relax your face, relax your eyes, relax your forehead as you think about purple. I see. Ajna chakra. I see. Your intuition, your perception, your lucidity, all is controlled with this chakra. And then finally move to the crown of your head. Think crystal light. Sahasrara chakra. I know. I know. I understand. I'm at peace with myself. Enjoy a few moments of inner bliss. Please bring your awareness back to your breath and deepen your breathing as you make small movements to wake up your body. And then please very slowly bend your knees and roll onto your right side in a fetal position to seal the practice. And now please very slowly, keeping a quiet mind, push up to seated facing me. And then please join me with the closing chant. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May the entire universe be filled with peace and joy, love and light. Victory to the Cat Rock Yoga class and to the inner teacher. Jai Shri Satguru Maharaj Ki Jai. Knuckles to my forehead honors God. Knuckles to my chin honors you. Knuckles to my heart honors myself. Namaste. And Jai Yogis. Jai, Jai.